2018 Ford F-150 car review. The Ford F-150 inherits 3 newer updated engines, an even more handsome face, and much more available active safety technologies for 2018. The aluminum-bodied, steel-frame F-150 was our choice since the top pickup among our 2017 10 best trucks and SUVs, along with the 2018 model improves on that strong base. The good points of 2018 Ford F-150. Still the very best driving position among full-size pickups. EcoBoost engines offer excellent power, base engine finally is modern. The bad points of 2018 Ford F-150. Diesel won't be for sale until spring 2018. Just aft on the truck's more horizontal headlight and grille design live the most significant changes. Starting at the bottom with the lineup, Ford has downsized the F-150's base, naturally aspirated V6 from 3.5 to 3.3 liters by decreasing the bore. The stroke stays exactly the same. The engine now features port and direct fuel injection, a substantially higher compression ratio of 12:1 up from 10.8 to 1, and reduced internal friction. Peak horsepower jumps by 8 to 290, albeit 250 revolutions per minute later at 6,500 revolutions per minute, just shy of redline, and torque increases 12 lb-ft to 265 and peaks 250 revolutions per minute earlier than last year in a still high 4,000 revolutions per minute. The 3.3-liter is standard around the XL and XLT but is unavailable otherwise. Next in line would be the EcoBoost twin-turbocharged 2.7-liter V6, a $995 option on XL and XLT and standard for the Lariat trim level. It qualifies as second generation by Ford's measure, keeping its fancy compact graphite iron and aluminum block and boasting precisely the same dual injection capability because the 3.3-liter, in addition to a new exhaust gas recirculation EGR system and reduced internal friction. Peak horsepower holds at 325 and is also available 750 revolutions per minute reduced in the rev range at 5,000 revolutions per minute, while torque jumps 25 lb-ft in an even 400 and peaks 250 revolutions per minute sooner at 2,750 revolutions per minute. Ford left alone another available EcoBoost, the twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6, and also its high-output sibling that powers the equally unchanged F-150 Raptor, as that engine was new recently. The 375-horsepower engine could be the burliest inside conventional F-150 range, and also a steal at between $600 and $2,895 when combined with the XL, XLT, Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum models. It is standard around the range topping F-150 Limited. Compared using the updated 5.0-liter V8 $1,995 extra on XL and XLT, $1,000 about the Lariat, and standard within the King Ranch and Platinum, the .5-liter dominates using a whopping 470 lb-ft of torque. The 5.0-liter inherits the identical port and direct fuel injection capability because rest on the F-150's engine range to make 10 more horsepower and 13 more lb-ft than before, for totals of 395 horsepower and 400 lb-ft. Ford's 10-speed automatic transmission isn't exclusive to trucks with a 3.5-liter EcoBoost. That gearbox replaces the 6-speed automatic that had been previously paired using the 2.7-liter and also the 5.0-liter. Ford kept the tried and true 6-speed automatic for the .3-liter V6, citing cost and drivability goals. With the help of the engine updates, the modern 10-speed, along with the stop-start feature that's now standard on all F-150s. EP estimated fuel economy numbers edge up by a couple mpg for each and every powertrain except the carryover 3.5-liter EcoBoost. Expect bigger fuel economy gains in the upcoming diesel V6 option, a late arrival due in spring 2018 that individuals haven't yet were built with a chance to drive. Behind the wheel. Incremental though they are, Ford's powertrain updates are welcome. The 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 is even more appealing, due to its punchier torque as well as the wider ratio swatch on the 10-speed versus the existing 6-speed. The small 6-cylinder sounds great under load, too, and emits a satisfying turbo whistle if your driver really sticks the spurs into it. Traditionalists, for whom Ford is constantly offered the 5.0-liter V8, likely is often more pleased because of the continued availability on the big, naturally aspirated engine than concerned with the marginal improvements to its performance. It feels much exactly the same as before, meaning its low-end torque isn't as satisfying or as early to arrive because EcoBoost engines, which match or outgun it, normally made available. Still, there's no beating the 5EOS muscle car soundtrack and linear, old-school power delivery that builds thrust with a crescendo near redline. As we noted within our test on the 2017 F-150 with the .5-liter EcoBoost and also the same 10-speed, because of so many gears to choose from plus the ability to lock, unlock, and in some cases partially lock its torque converter to improve efficiency in order to smooth more than a shift, the transmission can remain busy whichever engine it's bolted to. For the most part, you must consult the comically long string of digits in 1 to 10 displayed from the gauge cluster in order to the transmission's behavior. In normal driving, the transmission skips gears when accel and decel to avoid shift pileups, plus it runs sequentially through every gear only under full throttle or when driven gently, as during, say, the EPA's fuel economy testing procedures. Busy also describes the 6-speed automatic attached to the revolutionary 3.3-liter V6, although for various reasons. Lacking the broad and flat torque curve of their turbocharged siblings, the V6 forces the 6-speed to shift often to maintain up momentum. We drove two F-150s your engine, a stripped-out two-wheel drive, extend cab F-150 XL as well as a 4-wheel drive, crew cab XLT. Both felt slow, a common condition exacerbated if we loaded the crew cab's bed using a 1,200-pound bundle of horse feet. We suspect that Ford's decision to go using the 6-speed within the base trim is its method of keeping the opening price to a minimum. As it is, the 6-speed helps make the most on the V6's output, the greater gaps between its ratios enabling the engine to wind out a tad bit more. Its sport mode in addition with a traditional tow mode is even snappier, usefully hanging on lower gears, decreasing the need to dip further into your throttle when encountering hilly terrain. Lead footing a few .3-liter has two unfortunate consequences. First, at higher RPM there's a shrillness on the V6's sound, additionally it is where the fuel injection switches from port to direct. Second, all of that revving probably doesn't help fuel economy, rendering its better EPAs much more of a theoretical compared to a real-world advantage. To be fair to your updated base engine, the previous 3.5-liter only agreed to be as bulky. Fortunately, Ford allows and reasonable for upgrade towards the far better plus more powerful EcoBoost engines or V8, every F-150 buyer do this. We'll confirm Ford's claims better efficiency to see how much quicker the updated engines are whenever we run the 2018 F-150's variants through our regimen of instrumented tests. Minor updates elsewhere. As to the rest in the truck, Ford has left sufficiently alone. The existing F-150's interior carries on to 2018, sans any changes beyond a number of new color schemes and also a classy Kingsville upgrade for that King Ranch model. Now there's an onboard 4G LTE data connection having a Wi-Fi hotspot for that optional Sync 3 infotainment system. Even top dog F-150s with 21 and 22-inch wheels ride well, and even though the Ford isn't as buttoned down during hard driving as General Motors' well-sorted Silverado and Sierra trucks, its excellent driving position and forward side lanes make it easier to maneuver. For the first time, the F-150 offers adaptive cruise control that's liable to bring the truck with a complete stop by traffic and accelerate again provided each stop lasts less than 3 seconds. Forward collision warning with pedestrian detection and automated emergency braking also join the roster. No upgraded full-size pickup with credibility hits the scene without enhanced capability. An embarrassment. The F-150 avoids using a beefier rear axle for the most towing-focused variants that raises its maximum gross combined weight GCWR to 18,400 pounds. Maximum towing capacity grows to 13,200 pounds, up by 1,000 pounds, as the highest payload an F-150 can hold remains 3,270 pounds. We'll soon decide if the 2018 F-150 can repeat as being a 10 Best Trucks and SUVs winner, too, if this gathers for that competition this fall, but everything we view here indicates it's still a satisfying truck.